My current AC is set up on a wooden rolling stand I built so I could roll it around to wherever I needed cold air. I also wanted it to be tall enough to put near a window to exhaust the hot air it produces out the window. Today, I want to build a new stand to replace this one for no particular reason except that I wanted to see if I could build one completely from PVC. I'll be doing that next. I did draft up something to get me started, just so I'll know about what PVC joints I need to get this project underway. Whether I'm going to stay with this design is not definite right now, but it is PVC, so I can always reuse anything I don't use this time for another project. Based on the drawing, these are the joints I'm supposed to start with. One thing nice is the pipe lengths don't have to be exact. I'm going to figure out how long each piece should be as I assemble the different sections. Basically, as long as the AC will sit in the upper platform with not too much additional space around its footprint, that should work for me. The PVC box from the drawing is meant to enclose the AC, so I need the measurements around the AC to construct the box to the correct dimensions. The box will mostly be a skeleton and not a box with covered sides. The only section that would need to actually be enclosed is where the hot air exits the unit. Here's a quick overview of the box construction. As depicted in the drawing, it's two rectangles connected together by 4 lengths of PVC pipe with T-joint slide-ons. I've not figured out the bottom half yet, which consists of the legs and wheels, but I'll work on that once I'm sure this box works the way I thought it should. I had originally tried to think of a way to add 4 legs to the upper platform, which is why I built a box to which I would have added 4 legs to it afterwards. After some thinking, I realized I could simply repeat the construction of the box for the lower half. To start, I'll remove 4 elbows from the same side. I'm now going to replace the 4 elbows with 4 T's. The T's will make it so I can continue adding more PVC parts to create the lower platform, which will be another box-like structure combined to the upper box-like platform. The combined boxes will create a structurally solid platform that will easily support the weight of the AC unit. I'll rebuild the rest of the lower platform. It is almost a duplicate of the upper platform, except instead of having 4 elbows similar to how the topmost section of the upper platform was created, the bottom of the lower platform, or the section closest to the floor, will use 4 T's to create the bottom corners. This is so there will be a flat surface pointing downward to which the wheels will attach to. There's a big difference between the old and new carts, but now that I see them side by side, I guess it was time for an upgrade. I'll be recycling the wheels from the old cart. They're about 15 years old, but still going strong. Roll and spin almost like they were new, so they should work fine. Removing the existing wheels is as simple as removing 4 drywall screws per wheel. I want to use a sheet of plastic to mount the wheels to the new cart, but it'll have to be a pretty thick piece of plastic. I'll have to see what I can come up with once I get a better look at these wheels. I decided to do a test fit to see how the AC unit fits into the stand, and I feel it's looking pretty good. A funny thing happened though. As I was looking over what I had so far, I realized this stand might be better without the wheels. In this particular location, which is actually a balcony that has been enclosed, the floor slants downward away from the building for water drainage. Because of this, the old stand used to roll away periodically. Now that I don't have wheels on, it's nice to not have to worry about that. I'll probably add wheels at a later time, but right now, no wheels works for me. If I can finish the wheels by the end of this video, I'll add clips at the end. I'll work on venting next. I'm going to separate the front filtered intake and cold air exhaust, the side and top intake, and the rear hot air exhaust. I'm not going to create individual ducts for each section, but I want to keep as much of the airflow between the 3 sections as separated as possible. It won't be airtight, but it'll help. The first thing I'll do is seal the upper and side gaps between the AC and PVC pipes using pieces cut from some leftover soft shipping foam. This will be done for the front and rear sections. Doing this is similar to when you hang the AC out of your window, except hanging the AC out the window creates 2 separated sections, not 3, but it'll sort of work the same. To complete separating the midsection of the AC, I'll cover the outer sides and top of the stand with a shroud. This shroud is one of those sunshades used for car windshields. It'll form a duct-like system for the middle section of the AC, which now, with all airflow closed off except from the bottom, will get its airflow from there and should be affected little by the hot air exhausted out the rear. For venting hot air from the rear, I need something that can be easily adjusted to accommodate multiple situations of how the AC stand might be positioned near a window. From these PVC parts, each T and elbow set you see at the bottom will be mounted to each side of the rear of the stand. The elbowed PVC pipes will also have blades of some sort attached to them to direct the hot air out the window. I finished the swivel base for the hot air vent. Because the stand is partially constructed and I don't want to dismantle anything, I've made the attachment into a snap-on to make it easier to attach it to the PVC pipes. I'll mount it as high up as I can and screw it in place. Because this piece will not support a lot of weight, only one screw is needed at all connection points, mostly to keep some of the joints from sliding out of place. Here's the L bracket. Each is made from 2 PVC pipes and an elbow. This piece is also screwed together with a single screw at each connection point. The vertical pipes are the same in length, but the horizontal ones can be of any length that's appropriate and don't have to match. For the blades that direct the airflow, I've made them out of these rubber sheets. I wrapped one end over and connected it onto itself to make a cylindrical section that slides onto the horizontal pipe. The L bracket only has to be inserted into each of the swivel mounts. No screws are necessary to hold them in place because they'll need to remain free to swivel as well as be removable. Of course, the top needs to be covered to direct the hot air, so I'm using something easily removable, which for my case will be another sheet of the same rubber used for the blades. You can use anything to cover the top, but for me, this sheet was the easiest since I had so much of it. I had initial plans to recycle the wheels from my old stand. It was just a matter of mounting them to PVC plugs and plugging them into the bottom of the new stand. Now instead, I'm going to use these stick-on slides instead. For my situation, the wheels have a tendency to roll down the sloped balcony. With the slides, that won't happen anymore, and it'll still be easy to move the stand around. Not as easy as with the wheels, but still easy enough. I only have 3 slides, but we'll get more soon. For now, I'll only need 2 for the rear legs. I'll always be picking up the stand from the front, so sliding it on the rear legs will work fine. There has been some water dripping while I did some preliminary testing of the new setup. I've never seen it drip this much before, but now that I know it does, I'll need to create a reasonable water catch. I'm not going to use anything extravagant like a fitted hose onto a drainage container. For now, I'll put a small storage container to see if the leak remains minimal, and if so, I may just leave this container as the permanent solution. So this is my new floor standing AC stand. Functionally, its increased size does help a lot with things like adding a drainage container. Also, using PVC helps make it more easily configurable since additions and modifications can be done using snap-on PVC pieces. I hope this PVC project helped you make your own floor standing AC unit. Leave your questions and comments in the comment section below. That's all I have for now, and I'll catch you in the next video.